You can save 10% or so by using the coupon code Chris, Chris1, Chris2, or Chris3 when you go to GoDaddy.com. But I also have another recommendation that I'm making publicly now. I've been hosting my websites on WebAir.com. Now, that they don't really have a coupon code, but you basically say, hey, Chris Pirillo told me that he hosts there. Are you guys good? And they'll say, yes, we're good. They said, okay, well, can you work out something special for me? And they may work with you and work out a special deal for you. I like WebAir. Been with them for several years now. And honestly, after trying other web hosts, I've always come back to WebAir. I mean, because their support is good. Like, I'll send off an email and they'll respond quickly, or I'll get on their web chat and they respond immediately at all hours of the day and night, which is crucial when it comes to web hosts. So, I don't know if this top 5 list for hosting is really going to cover it, but sometimes you get what you pay for. And when it comes to web hosts and your own website, you got to get a good web host. WebAir, 2 thumbs up. And you even see their logo rotating through here now. How do you like them apples? Or PCs? This community member really doesn't have a name, but he says, or she says, I know this is probably overdone, but I thought I'd give you my 2 cents, or 2 pence if I'm going by my region, on it. Well, it's not overdone. We really haven't covered it that much. But he's got some suggestions for you if you are at the point where you're considering getting a web host. Number 1, don't buy what you don't need. When buying a product, you buy it for what you want it to do, right? Hosting is no different. If you're going to be building a site that's going to be very image heavy, then why do you want a bulletin board installed or MediaWiki included? You wouldn't. Consider how much traffic you expect to get, and then look around for the packages. Do comparison shopping, and most importantly, talk to other customers of the service. Don't go buy ads alone. And certainly, don't listen to the salespeople. Number 2, don't be afraid to move your hosting around more often than you may need to. If there's a better offer around for the short run, chances are you're best taking it, because by the time you roll around to need to pay for hosting, you'll still need to find some options which, for 1 year, you're either hysterically cheap or just plain free. I tend to stay away from any web hosting service that says, ooh, we're free or cheap. I know plenty of other people who've been burned. Depends on how much traffic you're driving, certainly. But there are a lot of very affordable services that you can go with that can grow with you and your needs. Number 3, look on the internet for voucher codes, coupon codes, discounts. I mentioned mine for GoDaddy, and I also mentioned WebAir can do something for you too. If you think you found the host for you, look at the reputation and decided, yes, that's who I want to go with. Take a look at your competitors again. A prime example of this is, he's listed off a specific example that I'm not going to go into. Point is, look around, do shopping. Number 4, if you're getting free email, use it if you can. Too many people, as an example, still use Hotmail addresses when they have hosting that provides them with custom email addresses. If you're making a small business venture, a domain name-based address will say a lot more about your professionality than a Hotmail, Yahoo, or AOL email. I personally have one for mail, MSN, eBay, and my Wii, so as to filter the junk out as much as possible. That's true. It's the reason my email address is chris@pirillo.com. I also have chris@lockernome.com, and they kind of redirect to the same spot, but people know my last name, so I just say chris@pirillo.com. It's easy enough. I also have a Gmail account, a Hotmail account, an AOL account. I have all these accounts, but it's I'm not going to share those. Only one email address is all I need, and I'm going to be able to take that with me no matter where I go. That's the big reason why. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen to these other services at some point in the future, but that is me. chris@pirillo.com is me for the rest of my life. Number 5, always pay for your hosting upfront initially. There's nothing worse than thinking your hosting sucks, moving to another provider, and then realizing that your subscription, if it's by PayPal or direct debit, is still recurring. Not only does this cause you stress, but the problems that arise while getting the money back can make you wish you never tried them. Go with what you're going to be comfortable with. If something sounds too good to be true, it is. And there are so many web hosts out there that can likely serve you better. People email me all the time. Chris, who do you use for web hosting? Chris, who do you recommend for web hosting? GoDaddy's got plenty of things that you can do if you really need help in constructing your own site. If you tend to know what you're doing and what you want, I've always been happy with WebAir, and every step of the way, to the point where we're now colo and we've got our own hardware, and they're still providing just fantastic service. My sysadmin is Alan. He's the guy who designed the chat client that you'll find on the website that accompanies the live video feed. So, yeah, I suppose I could ask for everybody's recommendations, but you're going to have different, recommendations of who you use. Who, more importantly, I think it'd be more interesting to talk about who not to use, because that's what a lot of people are interested in hearing, more than who you use. Who don't you use, and for what reason? And I'm guessing you're not the only people who don't use those places. And you got to be specific about it. I mean, don't just say, "Oh, they suck. They didn't upload my pictures." I mean, obviously, you're free webs. Yeah. How come every site, every page on freewebs.com looks like it was designed in 1992? Seriously. That's the problem. I know enough about if someone sends me a link to freewebs, I don't even bother looking. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't even bother looking. Because it looks bad. It's just ghastly. Gosh, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's that bad. Nothing against the free webs host service. You get what you pay for, but it's what you put there. Why does everybody... God, it's obvious why they're going for free. When you look at the pages and the way they're designed, it's just so bad. Just because you can open Notepad and you understand a little bit about HTML does not make you a web designer. Completely different video, completely different topic. My email address is chris@perillo.com. Maybe you got feedback, maybe you got more tips. Who knows? Pass them along. You're also welcome to join us in our chat room. We're typically talking tech 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at one place and one place alone. And that's live.perillo.com. Will you later?